Hi everyone, I'm August, and this week we have two special guests on the tag collab, a Shoes Crafty Kids Club, and it's art by Donna. So I want to thank you guys so much for being here this week. It really means a lot. As always, their videos along with Creations with Tanya and Grandma Kathy's art venture will be in the description below, so make sure to check them out. For my painting this week, I had a lot of the This Little Piggy interference pigments mixed up from the previous week that I wanted to try to use. So I ended up doing another faux black pillow, and I did a couple of the SHELEE Art bloom transfers over the top. I really like it. The color shift in these pigments and these interference pigments are really cool. So again, what the interference pigments are, they show up white in the jar, you put them on a dark base, and that's when you're gonna see the colors pop through. And a lot of them also have a color shift, so depending on how you're looking at it, the angle, it's gonna shift from, let's say, a blue to a gold, or a white to a gold. So I really like playing around with these. A couple things, so I'm using a SHELEE Art bloom recipe, which means I'm using a white house paint for my base. The interference pigments aren't going to show up on a white base, so I did a faux pillow over the top of that. And all that is, it's black paint mixed the exact same as all the other colors. I put it on a big scooper and then lay it over the top of the white pillow, so now I've got a black base on that. And like I said last week, when you're laying that down, get as close as you can to your board or your canvas, and that's going to reduce the air bubbles. If you're holding that really high, you're going to get more air bubbles when you transfer that paint over. So after I did that, I put this aside and I got a small board that I just did a regular bloom on top of it. So I put a black down as my first color because, again, these interference won't show up on a white base. So I put black down, layered some interference colors on top of that, and then came in with this scooper and I scooped. I did two scoops. So if, let's say, the bloom I blew out was covering this, I came in and I scooped up half of it. When you're doing it, if you do scoop up half and half, when you pick up your palette knife, make sure you don't bring it over the top of the second half of the bloom, otherwise you're going to get drippings in there. So I scooped it up, moved it over. The other thing, wipe the bottom of your palette knife off once you have your bloom on there. That's going to make it so when you're transferring it down onto your second board, you won't get paint running over the sides of your palette knife, creating those weird lines. So wipe it off. I'll scoop up my bloom and I'll wipe it off on the side, and then I have a paper towel that I also wipe the bottom off, and I haven't gotten any of those weird drips going over the sides since I started doing that. So now I've got the bloom on this palette knife. I came back to the board with the faux pillow and I just transferred it down. And again, the closer you could get when you're transferring it, the better. You're gonna get a lot less air bubbles. I think that was everything to go over with this. I appreciate you guys being here. Make sure to check out the other videos in this week's collab. Again, Ashu and Donna, thank you so much for being here this week. And as always, have an excellent day.